The downfall. Scarfo will be triumphant in the war against Riccobene. He would seize his assets and lucrative operations. Lawrence Merlino, Salvatore Testa, and Philip Leonetti will be released from police custody after Enrico Riccobene took his own life. However, trouble is immersed in paradise. Under Scarfo's order, Salvatore Testa was slain by Philadelphia's crime family members due to Scarfo's paranoia of the possibility of Testa overthrowing him. Scarfo's son, Mark Scarfo, attempted to take his own life and remained in a coma for the remainder years of his life. Chucky Merlino would have a drinking problem, and Lawrence Merlino, under Nicky Scarfo's orders, which would make their boss incensed. Therefore, members of the crime family felt unsafe and uncertain. Scarfo demoted both Merlino brothers as a soldier position. As a result of Scarfo's taking out Salvatore Testa, his own godson and captain of the family, due to his own paranoia, no one felt safe nor trustworthy. In fact, several crime family members would be arrested, such as Tommy Giorno, Nick the Crow Caramandi, and Yogi Merlino will begin to flip once they were arrested in the 1980s. Meanwhile, Scarfo and his crime family members would be arrested after landing from a flight. Many informants turned against him, including his own recent underboss and nephew, Philip Crazy Phil Leonetti. In addition, Lawrence Merlino would cooperate with the government in 1989. Scarfo will be found guilty of murder, racketeering, and more, and would serve a life sentence. Lawrence Merlino's brother, Chucky, will fall into a similar manner. Chucky Merlino was one of the 17 mobsters indicted for racketeering in 1988. On November 19, 1988, he was found guilty of RICO conspiracy, taking part of illegal gambling business, and 2 counts of methamphetamine distribution. On May 10, 1989, Merlino was sentenced to 45 years in a federal prison. In 1987, Chucky Merlino was one of the 7 people indicted for the 1985 murder of mobster Frank D'Alfonso. On April 6, 1989, Chucky Merlino was found guilty of helping plan the murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. In 1992, an appellate criminal panel overturned their murder convictions, citing prosecutorial misconduct and trial court error. At the retrial in 1997, Chucky Merlino and his fellow defendants were acquitted of the murder. Chucky was serving his time for racketeering at the Federal Correctional Institution, Fourth Ward. His projected release date was August 3, 2016. However, he died on October 22, 2012. As for Lawrence Merlino, he was sentenced to 20 years of imprisonment for racketeering. However, due to his cooperation, he was given 10 years of imprisonment. He would be in the protective custody wing of the federal prison. He will only serve 3 years of imprisonment. He was given a new identity and relocated. Lawrence Merlino was banished from not only his own crime family, but even from his own family. Here it is from his own nephew, Joseph Merlino.
Me, they never talked to me again, so I guess they were talking to him. They said they weren't. But that's what you do. You disown them. You don't fucking condone it. You condone it, you're just as bad as them.
Lawrence Merlino will be a free man in the 1990s from the criminal underworld. He will live the rest of his life under a different name. He will suffer from a cancer-related illness as well. Lawrence Merlino died on November 9, 2001, and he was survived by his 5 children. He would die before his brother, Scarfo, and many others. His obituary report is written by George Anastasia. After his death, Philip Leonetti has been the only person to speak positively about Lawrence Merlino. Here's the video about Philip Leonetti speaking on behalf of Lawrence Merlino.
I would listen and we'd have a few drinks and relax a little bit.
So this wasn't a womanizer type of nobody in the group was?
As a womanizer, Lawrence, was like America's Host. He would go out with a lot of different types of girls.
He would.
He was good. He was a character.
He was a character.
Yeah.
Was Nicky or no? Nicky was.
My uncle, no, he had a girlfriend. Naturally, he was married, but he had a girlfriend.
And that's.
Lawrence Merlino's obituary. This is written by George Anastasia of Philadelphia Inquirer, and as we read it from the time of its release, Lawrence Merlino, 55, mobster turned witness. Lawrence Yogi Merlino, 55, a former Philadelphia mobster who became a government witness, died last Friday while living under a new identity in the Federal Witness Protection Program. A lawyer for the Merlino family yesterday confirmed the death, which was cancer-related. Family members would not comment. Mr. Merlino, formerly of Margate, Atlantic City, was the uncle of Joseph Skinny Joey Merlino, the recently convicted Philadelphia crime boss. He was a capo, or captain, under Nicodemo, Lil Nicky Scarfo, who led the Philadelphia South Jersey mob during a turbulent era from 1981 to 1987. Mr. Merlino was convicted with Scarfo and 15 others in a major racketeering trial in 1988. The case included charges of murder, attempted murder, extortion, gambling, and loan sharking. He began cooperating after his conviction and was sentenced to 10 years on the racketeering charges. He also pleaded guilty in common pleas court in Philadelphia to a murder charge that carried a 10 to 20-year prison sentence. Mr. Merlino was released from prison about 3 years ago, given a new identity, and relocated. Despite his agreement to cooperate, he was never called to testify at any trial. Mr. Merlino was the brother of Salvatore Chucky Merlino, Scarfo's one-time underboss. Salvatore Merlino is the father of Joey Merlino, serving a 45-year prison sentence on the racketeering charges. He was convicted with his brother and many others in 1988. Mr. Merlino is survived by Joseph, Nicholas, and Marco, and his daughters Kim Giano and Monique Dowd. His sons and former wife run a cement rebar company in Atlantic City that has unsuccessfully fought for the right bid on contracts in the casino. Edwin Jacobs Jr., the lawyer who represented the family members in the ongoing dispute, has contended that they were denied the right to a casino license because of Mr. Merlino's one-time boss mob ties. These are hard-working people, and they suffered a lot because of their father, Jacobs said. This may be the final chapter. Friends may call after 9 a.m. tomorrow at Blessed Sacrament Church at 11 North Kenyon Avenue and Margate, where a funeral mass will be celebrated 10 a.m. Burial will be in Holy Cross Cemetery, Mays Landing. This concludes the article by George Anastasia about Lawrence Merlino's obituary. Now, to conclude this video, we will also discuss that segment that here is part of the segment of Lawrence Merlino's children when they was trying to start their own business with the cement contracts for one of these news clips right here.
Atlantic City's construction industry is booming. Joey Merlino would like his construction company to be a part of it. Today, he, his mother Phyllis, and brother Marco asked the Casino Control Commission to grant him a license. The commission said no.
Fair, the whole thing. Miscarriage of justice. It's a disgrace.
This Joey Merlino is known as Fat Joey. He's not to be confused with his notorious cousin, Skinny Joey Merlino, the alleged underboss of the Philadelphia mob. The Merlinos run their construction firm from their Ventnor home. Back in 1994, when Skinny Joey was on parole, Phyllis Merlino offered her nephew a job in the company. She says she did it because she thought she had to. Her attorney points to anti-discrimination laws. Skinny Joey didn't take the job, but that doesn't matter to the commission. It's all too close for comfort.
If it wasn't Joey, they would have claimed something else. It's just the name, Merlino. No matter what we do, we're wrong.
Marco Merlino's construction company is working on the Caesars expansion project. He lost his license in today's proceedings. He'll have to pull out by March 20th. Division of Gaming and Enforcement officials say Fat Joey's family may work in the city's casinos at a later date, but there'll have to be some changes.
These are the guidelines. Stay away from organized crime figures. Avoid them at all times, family members or not.
The Merlinos say the people of New Jersey are on their side, so they're going to appeal the commission's decision and take their case to a higher court. Lisa Quintana, Channel 6 Action News, Atlantic City.
About the mobster turned informant Lawrence Yogi Merlino. Many people will see him as a loyal candidate who will support the life of Cosa Nostra, and then also those who may see him as a rat. Regardless of all his loyalty towards the Scarfo regime, he still turned against his boss and his other family along with it. Let us know what you think about in the comments below. We would like to hear your feedback on this video about the story of Lawrence Yogi Merlino and who you recommend who should we check next. This is Infinitely Productions, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and check out more of our content. Feel free to give your feedback and suggestions on what we should do next in the comments. This is Infinitely Productions. We love ya.